told you. I knew it was in here somewhere. Pretty good nick and all.
What do we want an old tandem for?
Now, why do you think we want it?
Well, I'm not riding on the back, I want to steer.
Oh, don't be daft, David. We're selling it when you've oiled it and spruced it up and mended the punctures and that.
Oh, why me?
Because I've got a good idea. You get started as soon as you've had your breakfast. I've put you a couple of sausages on.
I hate doing punctures. It's all that palaver when you have to hold them under the water and that. Who's that?
I left my purse on the table.
Hey! He's got my sausage!
What's he...
Oi!
Not taking any money, thank goodness.
No, well, he stole the taxi.
I told you not to leave the key in, David.
I didn't. He hot-wired it. Oh, no. He's taken both of them.
Innsfield Police? Yes, David. Hold on. Someone's stolen some sausages from your taxi. Oh, I see someone's stolen the taxi itself. The sausages were in there, were they? Hello, Mrs. Armstrong.
Help me, please. I need petrol.
What are you doing in that car?
I'm sorry.
It's not yours. Where's David?
Sorry.
You tell me what you're doing, or I'm going to phone the police.
Oh, thanks, Dawn. That looks grand.
Oh, yeah, well, you won't get a proper cut breakfast when you're over there. A friend of my mum's went over to France. She said all you got was this little pastry thingy.
Yeah, that's called a croissant, Dawn.
Yeah, but not even a pot of tea, a black coffee like it or lump it.
Oh, we'll be cooking our own breakfast when we're over there. We're under canvas.
You two? In a tent together?
Yeah, well, it'll save us a lot of brass and we can stop off where we like and take in all the places that we passed through during the war.
So, if you're camping, you'll be going over in the car then, will you?
No. I think of you going on push bikes.
What?
You're far too old for bikes. I rode to Ashfordley recently. I was shattered by halfway.
Yeah, well, our generation are made of sterner stuff, Dawn.
Oh, come on. How long since either of you two were on a bike? Or slept in a tent, for that matter? I mean, have you thought about this? Could be pretty rough at your age, you know.
I was just about to phone you. I can't get any answer out of David or Peggy.
I'd like a word with them too. They reported the taxi stolen, but it's here.
No, hang on. Some bloke drove this into the pumps.
Did you know him?
No, said he needed petrol.
Well, where is he now then?
Well, I asked him what he was up to and he ran off. Yeah, very dodgy looking. He had blood scratches all over the place. I think he'd been in a fight.
Just a minute, Joe. Just to get this straight. We're to be on the lookout for a man who's taken David's taxi and some sausages. Oh, so you've got the taxi, but not the sausages, is that it?
No, the point is the guy looked like he'd been in a fight. There was blood in his head. He broke into the house and he hot-wired the car. We need to find him urgently.
Morning, Al.
All right.
Never seen a man with a bloody head anywhere, have you?
There's no need to swear.
Oh, no, I didn't mean bloody like that. I meant he's got... Joe? I'll inform Sergeant Miller when he gets in.
He could be dangerous, Jeff. I'll get out there again, but he's probably well away by now.
Hold on! I want a word with you!
That's a nasty blow. How did it happen?
I don't know.
Right, I need your full name, please.
I don't know my name.
You must know your own name.
I don't. I can't remember.
Where do you live, then?
I told you I don't know. I can't remember anything.
Perhaps there's something in your jacket to jog your memory. No wallet, no ID of any kind. What about your trousers? How did you come to be in Aidensfield this morning?
I don't know. Is that where I am? Yeah, but where's Aidensfield? I am in England.
Where else would you be?
I don't know. I don't know.
The blow to his head could cause him to be suffering from traumatic amnesia.
From what?
Do you recall taking a car this morning, Mr. Stockwell's taxi?
Yes. Yes, I remember that. I remember seeing a house. I smelt cooking. I was starving. Then I took the car.
You admit the theft of the vehicle, then?
No, I was only borrowing it.
Well, you hot-wired the ignition coil to start it. Are you a mechanic of some kind, or a professional car thief, perhaps?
No, I'm not a thief.
How do you know if you don't know who you are?
I mean, I don't think I'm a thief.
Police house. Hello, Alf. What now? Well, I'm just with the suspect for the taxi theft I reported. I see. All right, tell him I'm on my way. I've just had an urgent request to attend Sergeant Miller at an incident. I'm not sure what to do with him, though.
I'll call an ambulance. He needs to have an X-ray as soon as possible.
I won't be long. You stay here with Nurse Cassidy.
Dead female, mid-40s, I'd say. Found by a couple of ramblers. Must have fallen from up there. Accident. Possible suicide. If she's local, I was hoping you might know her. She doesn't appear to have any ID on her.
No. There's a worrying coincidence, Sarge. I'm questioning a man at the police house who's admitted to stealing a car. He has a head injury and claims to have lost his memory. He has no ID on him either.
I'm not a great believer in coincidences.
Me neither. If he's had anything to do with this, I better get back there. I had to leave him alone with Carol. Carol, are you all right? Did the ambulance take you?
He became agitated after you'd gone. Said he needed some air and just left. He hasn't come back. I had to send the ambulance away. I phoned Ashfordley Police, let Alf Fentress know what happened.
He admitted theft of a vehicle, refused to give his name and address, and you left him alone with Nurse Cassidy?
That was my fault. I felt he needed an X-ray as soon as possible.
An unidentified man, traumatised, covered in blood, and you let him go?
Sorry, Sergeant.
We also have an unidentified female, dead in mysterious circumstances. This could be a potential murder inquiry. You better find your man. Pretty damn sharpish.
Well, I booked you in for 3 nights, Mr. Moncrief.
Yes, thank you.
So, you're a professional photographer?
Yeah. Enthusiastic amateur. I'm just up for a few days snapping wildlife.
Plenty of that round here, up on the moors.
Forgive me, your tie. Did you serve in India?
Yes. I was transferred in 41, after Dunkirk. Rest of the war, I was in Burma. But I reckon you're a bit young to remember that.
Managed to scrape in. Went over on D-Day. Saw a bit of action.
Well, if you landed on D-Day, you certainly did. Dawn, show Mr. Moncrief to his room and make sure he has everything he needs.
Nice change to see you being polite and pleasant to our guests, Oscar.
That man, Gina, is a fellow war veteran. Now, it's difficult for your generation to understand what that means.
Jeff.
You want a word with you?
It must be him. You stole the taxi.
I was only borrowing it.
Taking without consent is an offence.
I'm not a thief. Now, I may be suffering from something called traumatic amnesia. I don't remember anything.
Oh, aye. Well, if you've lost your memory, how come you can remember all those long words, then? Eh? Got you there, haven't I? Better come with us to the station.
I don't know what you're bothering with that old wreck for. Oh, Aunt Peggy reckons she's got to sell it or something. Most people get more sensible with age. She just gets dafter.
Well, neither of us are getting any younger, so we thought we'd go back and relive old memories while we've still got the energy. Nothing too strenuous, mind. We'll still leave plenty of time for leisurely meals and the odd glass of wine.
Sounds an excellent idea.
So we thought we'd start in Normandy and visit all the beaches because my pal, like you, was involved in D-Day. We'll make an arc around the battlefields and end up in Dunkirk.
That's a few nights under canvas if you cover all that ground. Hope your pal's fit.
Well, judge for yourself. Here he is now. Ex-Corporal Alfentris of the 5th Paras.
Delighted to meet you, Captain James Moncrief, 3rd Paras. We must have fought alongside each other at Breville.
Oh, yes, that was some scrap, sir.
Indeed it was. We were holed up on that bridgehead for 3 days before we saw them off, as I recall. Small world, eh? Well, do the honours, Oscar. Give Alf a scotch.
A scotch.
Oh, what brings you up to these parts, then, sir?
Come on, drop the formalities. I'm Jimmy these days. Here to shake London out of my lungs. Ah, 2 old comrades, eh?
Cheers.
Cheers.
The first thing I remember is running through a wood. It was dark.
What were you running from?
I don't know. I just remember feeling very frightened.
You can't remember anything before that?
You don't recall being with anyone? A woman, perhaps?
A woman?
Blonde, in her mid-40s? Yeah. The body of a woman of that description was found upon the moor. Like you, she had no ID.
Well, you think I had something to do with her death?
Did you?
No.
If you can't remember anything, how can you be sure of that?
As far as the woman is concerned at this stage, we have no reason to suspect foul play. But for your own safety, I'm holding you in custody.
There you are, Alf.
What's this? I told you we needed 2 push bikes, Peggy.
I'm not being seen on that. Not even in France.
Me neither. We want separate bikes.
You're missing the point. You see, with 2 bikes, you both have to cycle all the time. But with a tandem, you can take it in turns. One of you steers and the other one sits on the back and enjoys the sights.
Forget it. I'm not getting on that.
Oh, it's fun. Oh, me and Aunt Peggy had tried it out.
Yeah, come on. Give it a go.
All right. You get on the back, Oscar.
Hey, not likely. I'm not trusting you with our safety. You get on the back. Now, don't start pedalling until I do. Right.
I wish I had a camera.
1, 2, 3, go! There you go. Daisy, Daisy. Goodness sake, Alf, keep your balance.
Don't look back, you're meant to be steering.
That's it. You're getting the hang of it now.
It will be a stylish marriage. Keep your balance.
You've got a flaming cheek.
Upon the street of a bicycle made
Would you object to a psychiatric examination to confirm the amnesia?
No. No, I wouldn't.
You'll have to wait here until it can be arranged.
Been on to CRO, Sarge. Mr. X's prints are clean. Seems he has no criminal record.
So he remains a mystery.
His description's been circulated to other forces and to the newspapers.
What about the dead woman?
Well, we need to identify her as a matter of urgency. I've got Younger talking to CID. I want you to run a check on all missing persons in the area. Hopefully we should have the post-mortem results by the morning.
I was extremely lucky today. I got some wonderful shots of a pair of peregrine falcons. Country around here is absolutely stunning. If you two are planning to bivouac round Normandy, you should really spend a couple of nights under canvas up on those moors.
They'll never cycle round Normandy. They struggle to get off my forecourt.
It's amazing we won the war the way them 2 old soldiers worked in tandem.
Oh. Always an explosive mixture, infantrymen and paratroopers. Seriously, though, I think you need to do some proper preparation for this sortie. Like I say, the terrain around here is ideal.
Yorkshire moors are nothing like northern France.
No, but it'll toughen you up, get you in practice pitching your tent, cooking on your primus.
Yes, it's an age since I pitched a tent.
I'm not sure I fancy a night on the moors.
I wouldn't put off an old paratrooper, eh, Alf?
Of course not. I'm game.
And so should you be, Oscar. Remember the eve of battle words of your commander in Burma, Ord Wingate. We have chosen to bear the burden and the heat of the day. Our aim, a government of the world in which all men can live at peace with equal opportunity of service. Shame our post-war world hasn't quite lived up to that. Well, anyway, excuse me. I must go and have a soak in the tub.
This is supposed to be a holiday. Enjoying good food and a glass of wine. He's turning it into a survival course.
Well, he's only trying to help.
Well, I don't like the way he's taken over. Fancy speeches, giving orders. Who does he think he is?
Well, he's got a point. We do need some practice.
Yeah, well, you can start practicing by getting the next round in.
Thank you. Just a minute, please. 5'6", 40s, blonde hair, had no ID on her.
Oh, excuse me.
Good morning, madam.
I understand it's possible you may have my husband here.
I don't think so. Unless he was brought in overnight. What's his name?
Gordon Buckley. I'm Sheena Buckley.
No, we've no one of that name, I'm afraid.
You won't have his name, of course.
Why not?
Because perhaps, younger, he's lost his memory.
Oh, sorry.
How did you hear about the man we're holding, madam?
I saw a piece in the evening paper. We live near Nottingham, and the description matched.
Possibly, but I hope you haven't had a wasted journey.
Oh, I've brought some photographs with me.
Make Mrs. Buckley a cup of tea, younger, whilst we organise the interview room.
Goodness. What's happened to you? Have you had an accident? Gordon? Do you know who I am? I'm Sheena, your wife. Do you remember you have your own business? Your factory makes raincoats, Sherwood coats. Gordon? You don't know me. You only went away last week and you don't know who I am.
Sorry. So sorry. I don't know what to say.
All right, we'll leave it there for now.
Doesn't know who I am. My own husband. What on earth has happened to him?
That's what we have to find out.
Well, rather you pair than me. Camping on the moors in this weather.
It's not my idea, Gina, believe me.
I don't see how you're going to get all your stuff on the back of the tandem anyway.
We're not going on the blasted tandem, Dawn. I'm having naught more to do with it.
We don't think cycling's a very good idea. We're going to hire a car when we get to France.
Oh, remember the French drive on the wrong side of the road.
Do they? Well, all of them.
For your friend Moncrief, he's not a very good timekeeper, is he? He promised to give us a lift.
He went out first thing. He was after dawn, shots of wildfowl or something.
Well, I'm not standing around here all day. Come on, Elf. Let's give this a miss.
Oh, here he is. I knew he wouldn't let us down.
Sorry, I'm a tad late, chaps.
Tit-tat!
We've made an appointment at the hospital. Nurse Cassidy and I are taking you there to see the specialist. Do you understand?
No, I just want this nightmare to be over.
The psychiatrist will only be able to make a preliminary assessment.
That poor woman in there. Is she really my wife? Why can't I remember her?
Let's go, shall we?
He flew to a trade fair last week in Leipzig. He was only supposed to be away a couple of nights.
Did he call us from there?
Yes, when he arrived, as he usually does.
You're sure he was in Leipzig?
Well, a call came through an operator, which they usually do from East Germany.
He goes there often, does he?
Travels all over Europe with his business. But he usually lets me know if his schedule changes. So I phoned BEA. He was on board the flight out, but they'd no record of him on any return flight.
So we've no idea how he ended up in Yorkshire with no money, passport or ID. Mrs. Buckley, is there any reason you can think of why your husband wanted to stage his own disappearance?
Absolutely not.
You hesitated before answering. Forgive me for asking, but is your marriage a sound one?
What are you implying? That he's trying to run away from me?
I'm just trying to understand what's going on here.
It's possible he may be having an affair.
This may be completely unrelated, but on the morning that we found your husband, we also found the body of a woman. She also had no ID.
Body?
It's a lot to ask, but if you would agree to a viewing, it's possible that you may know her. Someone who worked for your husband, for instance. I'd appreciate it if you would. We have very little to go on in this case.
Yeah. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Yeah. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Say it again, y'all. Look out. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Listen to me.
Right, pack's on.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Well, good luck. You're on your own from here on in. See you tomorrow.
I should never have let you talk me into this. You're only doing it to impress Captain Fantastic of the 3rd Paras. He's not sticking around long, is he? Look, let's find a phone box, call Gina, and see if she'll come and pick us up.
Oh, don't be daft. The sooner we pitch the tent, the better.
Nobody of the dead woman's description reported missing in North Yorkshire.
Dr. Robb will write up his findings, but in his opinion, it's probably a blow to the head which caused his memory loss.
So it's genuine?
Seems so. Buckley has definite symptoms of recent traumatic experience.
The doctor thinks his memory will return. Someone or something could jog it.
Seeing his wife didn't. I wonder what seeing our mystery woman might provoke. This is never easy. Mrs. Buckley, would you like to go first? Mr. Buckley?
I feel sick. Let me out of here.
You feeling better? Seeing the woman made you feel sick, but you didn't recognize her, is that it?
I don't know. I can't be sure of anything. You know, I found seeing her very unsettling. I don't know why.
Let's get back to the station.
When you first mentioned this trip, I pictured us in French cafes and sunlit squares, tucking into steak frites and a pichet local vin rouge.
Hold on to the pole or we'll never get it off.
Not stuck out here in the pouring rain, pitching tents like a couple of geriatric Boy Scouts.
No wonder you had to be rescued from Dunkirk. You're pathetic.
I don't care anymore. I've had it with this malarkey. Let's just jack it in now.
Where's your bulldog spirit, man?
Saw Oscar and Alf up all right, did you?
Absolutely. Large scotch, please.
Will you be wanting dinner this evening?
No thanks, I've made other arrangements.
David was more upset about losing his breakfast than that chap driving off with his taxi.
No, both my sausages he took, both of them.
Yeah, still in Ashfordley Police Station. He reckons he's lost his memory. What a load of twaddle. Do you fancy a go, sir? We're taking bets on how long that pair can stick it on the moors. I reckon they'll be back in the ward by closing time.
No, Oscar won't want to lose face. No, he'll crawl in here after hours once we've all gone. I'm plumbing for 1 a.m.
Oh, you old cynic, Bernie. I think they'll stick it out.
Here, I suspect Corporal Ventress has inner steel. He'll see it through.
You'll never get that lit. Eat them cold like me.
Post-mortem report on the woman, Sarge. No bruises from the fall, which apparently indicates she was dead before she fell. She must have been dumped over the edge. Cause of death was probably a blow to the upper spinal column. A forensic pathologist will examine her to confirm. CID is starting immediate murder inquiry. The scene's being secured.
I've just found out the local plugs are holding him. I'll need special branch backup in the morning.
All right, I'll bail you on the charge of taking without consent. But until we've identified the woman, I would ask you to stay in the area, Mr. Buckley.
Surely if Gordon comes home with me to familiar surroundings, there's more chance his memory will return.
I'm afraid that's not an option at this stage, Mrs. Buckley. PC Mason will find you somewhere to stay.
Thank you, Sergeant.
See if the agents will put them up. CID will want to talk to them soon. In the meantime, keep close tabs on him.
Just wait here for a moment. Thanks for providing a room at such short notice, Gina.
Hey, that's that bloke that stole our David's taxi. He shouldn't be having bed and breakfast here. He should be in prison.
That's enough, please, Mrs. Armstrong. He's on bail, so we'll be keeping a close eye.
I ask you. Any road, we've got more important fish to fry. Come on, David. I've got a bet to win.
Mrs. Buckley, here we go. Second door, top of the stairs.
Thanks very much. In his condition, he might be a bit of a worry, but any problems, you know where I am.
OK, Joe.
Why are you making me drive this way?
Right, pull up, David. I want to go in the dog and duck.
Oh, you were barred from here.
I'll put these on your room then, eh?
Oh, ciao, love.
Well, well, well. Our brave soldier boys, eh? You look more like shirkers than gurkers to me. I reckon I've won my bet, David.
Morning.
Good morning. Can I help, sir?
No, I need to see your senior officer.
Sergeant Miller's busy at the moment, I'm afraid.
I want to see your sergeant now.
Yes.
Well, our Ventress, he's not the man he used to be. He packed it in. Insisted on staying in a pub for the night.
Oh, it's a shame he let you down. Could you not just stayed in the tent on your own, though?
Oh, I couldn't let him out on his own at night. He doesn't know the moors like I do.
Of course not, Oscar.
You know the moors around here well?
Yeah, well, I should do. I've lived here most of my life.
As the lady probably told you, I've been suffering from memory loss.
Oh, yes, so I gather. I'm sorry.
But I had some strong images come back to me this morning. A place that seemed to be somewhere out on the moors.
All right.
If I described it, Do you think you might be able to show me where it is?
Well, the moors cover a very large area.
Yes, but I'm holding on to a very clear mental picture of somewhere. If you could spare a little time.
All right, why not? Let's give it a go. Like a good mystery to solve.
With RAF Findingdales nearby, this is a sensitive area.
I appreciate that, sir. But why are the Foreign Office interested in this man?
That's confidential. I'd like to speak to him in the cells alone, if I may.
I'm afraid that's not possible. He's been released on bail.
Since when?
Since last night. He's staying at the Aidensfield Arms.
Well, that's where I'm staying. I had no idea.
Can you give me some indication as to what this is all about?
I'm with SIS, Sergeant. One of our female operatives has disappeared in this area.
We do currently have the body of an unidentified female, sir. Would you like to see it?
Damn right I would.
Yes. Yes, this is possible. It's down there.
Stop.
That's Brig End House. Looks empty. Do you recognize it?
No.
Would you like a closer look?
No, I said no. Let's just go. Please.
Andrew Trowbridge, case officer, Eastern Europe desk. She was running a network in East Germany investigating a new radar blocking system. We suspect a field agent may have been turned by the Stasi, and her operation was compromised.
And this might involve the man we're holding?
Yes. It's essential this operation is now handled in the strictest confidential terms. I mean that. National security is involved. What exactly did Buckley tell you whilst you had him in custody?
Nothing at all. He insisted that he'd lost his memory.
Oh, forget we had this conversation, Sergeant. I want you to leave Buckley entirely to us now.
But I'm not sure I can do that, sir. It's a policeman.
Well, don't worry. Police authorities are already in the picture.
Detective Inspector Jackson, Special Branch. I'm working with Mr. Moncrief on this operation.
No offence, Sergeant. This operation has to be on a need-to-know basis only.
I have an officer in Aidensfield keeping an eye on Buckley just now.
We'll call him off immediately.
What about our CID, sir? They are investigating the woman's murder.
Not a word with them either. I'll square everything with your HQ. But we need to lift Buckley as a matter of urgency.
Stop the car. Let me out.
What, here?
Yes.
Why?
Thanks for the lift. Thank you.
Hey, Joe.
Morning, Gina. How's Mr. Buckley today?
Well, we went off with Oscar in the car.
Where to?
Here they are now. Ask them yourself.
Where's Buckley? Isn't he with you?
Well, he said he had some memories come back about a house on the moors. Thought it would help if we drove out there.
Did he recognise anything?
He said not, but I think he was lying.
Where is he now?
Well, he insisted on being dropped off in the middle of nowhere.
Where exactly had you been with him, Oscar?
Well, we drove out as far as Brig End House on Scarsdale Moor. He behaved very oddly once we got there. Seemed, I don't know, very disturbed. I think you should take a look at that place.
Control to Delta Alpha 24. Over.
Receiving, over.
Sergeant Miller here. This is important. I want you to keep right away from Gordon Buckley. Understood?
Can I ask why the change of order, Sarge?
No, you can't. Just stay well away from him. Out.
Big case, eh? Uniform warned off, as usual.
Something like that, I suppose.
I'm afraid that Oscar simply wasn't up to it. He packed it in. Well, living with Mrs. Ventris, I'm used to a harsher regime.
Now, that's funny, because Oscar said it was you who insisted you went to the Dog and Duck.
He said what?
Hey, talk of the devil.
You've got a flaming cheek, making out it was me that threw in the towel. He inveigled me into the pub in the first place and insisted on us staying.
Alf reckons you're not up to it anymore.
I didn't notice him going back once he got a pint in his hand.
And who begged me to get out of the rain and insisted on us having another pint?
Who put up a tent that leaked?
That's what I love about you old comrades. You might be past your prime, but you'd always stick together.
All right, you've had your fun. Well, I've got more important things on my mind now. Alf, I'd like a word.
Oh, look at the pair of them. Too shamefaced to have a drink in here with us lot.
I'm not sure we should get involved in this, Oscar.
I'm just fed up with people sneering at us, thinking that we're too old. We can still show them a thing or two. I mean, that bloke lied to me. And if Joe Mason is not allowed to follow through what I told him, then you and I can do it for him.
As far as I know, it's owned by a big company down south. It's regularly maintained, but they only use it occasionally. Most of the time, it's just empty.
Blood. Yeah. That looks fairly recent. What are you doing here? Lied, didn't you? About not recognizing this place.
I only heard one car. You're alone, aren't you?
Oh, hello again. I'm afraid he's not here anymore, your husband.
I know that. I need to see your sergeant.
What's all this about? What's that? What have you got there?
I need to use your car.
And why are there bloodstains out in the hall?
No more questions. Move. Come on.
He said his memory started coming back during the middle of the night. But he was very reluctant to tell me what had happened. Then, eventually, he claimed he'd been recruited to work for the British intelligence.
Go on.
Because he often travels to Iron Curtain countries as part of his work. And on the last trip, he was to pick up a microfilm of a new Soviet missile system or something. I don't know. Anyway, things went wrong in Germany. He managed to get out by some emergency route. He was to meet a female agent here in Yorkshire in something called a safe house. He hid the film, waited for her.
Did he see where this house was?
No. He thinks she was followed. 2 men broke in, killed her, and hit him about the head. Somehow he managed to escape. He told me not to say a word to anyone. I was to go home. But I'm worried, Sergeant. I'm terrified. I needed to talk to someone.
Mrs. Buckley, I have to tell you that I have been briefed by the Secret Intelligence Service. Your husband may not have told you the whole truth.
Oh?
They think that he's been turned by the Stasi, the East German Intelligence Service, and that he's working as a double agent. It was him who killed the female agent.
No heroics. Just get in the car.
Right. Hold it, Buckley.
Don't try for the gun. Mr. Blaketon, Ventris, move aside.
What's going on?
I'm with the Foreign Office. This is D.I. Jackson's Special Branch. Buckley is a traitor. Walk away from him.
No, Moncrief's the traitor. They'll shoot me in cold blood.
Don't worry, Alf. He won't be harmed. He'll be taken to London for questioning.
Please don't leave me with them.
He killed a female agent and faked losing his memory. He has a microfilm which is vital to our interests, even to us. What are you doing here? I told your sergeant to keep his men away.
Really? I didn't get that order. What's going on exactly, please?
Detective Inspector Jackson, Special Branch. We're arresting Buckley. He's armed, so stay out of this.
That warrant card will be a fake.
Seems all right to me.
He's not a police officer. He killed Andrea Trowbridge. I saw him do it.
I'm ordering you to leave, Constable.
They'll kill me!
Actually, would you mind if I just call in, sir? Confirm that Special Branch have got an agent of your name up here. Delta Alpha 2-4 to control.
Tötet sie. Jeden einzelnen von ihnen.
Delta Alpha 2-4 to control.
Get an ambulance! Oscar's in a bad way!
Keep him covered!
Don't move, Oscar. Be all right.
I'm afraid not, Alf. Looks like we've taken on one case too many.
Major incident out at Brigend House, Sergeant. PC Mason's asking for urgent assistance.
Why? Why did you betray your country?
This country's betrayed itself. For all our wartime sacrifice, Britain has lost its way. In the war, we believed in something, stood together. Now, it is the 51st state of the USA.
And the Soviet Union's better.
At least they believe in something. Capitalism's doomed, Ventris. Just wait and see.
Sergeant, I'd like you to keep hold of this until the right people get here. Thanks again, Constable, for sticking by me back there.
I'm sorry that I disobeyed your orders, Sergeant.
For once, lad, I'm glad you did.
By all accounts, the way he went for the man with the gun, he was fearless.
He was at the front of the queue when they handed out guts with Oscar.
He never ran away from a fight in his life.
Yeah, I've had my differences with Oscar Blaketon over the years, but a braver, more honest man you couldn't hope to meet.
No change, I'm afraid.
Still with us, though.
It's critical. It's going to be touch and go.
He's a stubborn old beggar. He won't go until he's ready, you see.
Oscar Blaketon saved my life and the lives of others today. Here's to a man who really knew what it was to serve a community. Oscar Blaketon, may God be with him.
Oscar. Oscar Blaketon. Oscar.
Oscar Blaketon.
Oscar Blaketon.
Oscar.
Sorrow shows. Yes, it shows.